rhombus, or the plural of rhombus is rhombi. Kind of like a radius is radii. Rhombus, rhombi. Now, the property that we're going to use here is that the diagonals are perpendicular. So, I'm looking for the measure of angle ABC. Here's A, trace to point B, and trace to point C. What is this angle right here? Well, again, the property we're using is that the diagonals are perpendicular. So what does that mean? Perpendicular means that they meet at a 90-degree angle. So all of these angles are right angles, which are 90 degrees. All right, number 17 says triangle RUN, triangle run. So R is here, U is here, N is down here. Connect to my triangle, there we go. Is a blank triangle. What type of triangle is this? Well, think about the property we're using, right? Because it's a rhombus, its diagonals are perpendicular, so we have a right angle. So this is a right triangle. Since it's a right triangle, we use the blank theorem. What theorem did we just learn? That would be the Pythagorean theorem. And we know Pythagorean theorem states a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We're going to use that to solve for Rn. Now, when we do the Pythagorean theorem, there are steps that we follow. The very first thing that we always must do is to determine which side is c, because c is the important one. It is the hypotenuse. So remember, the hypotenuse is always the side that is across from the right angle. It is the only side that does not touch the right angle. Notice these other two touch that right angle. So Rn is our C. Now the two legs, we could label either as A and B. Now the next step that we want to do is to plug in what we know to the Pythagorean theorem. So we know A is 3, so now I'm going to plug that in. We get 3 squared. Plus, we know B is 4, so 4 squared. Equals C is what we're trying to solve for, so we'll leave it C squared. And so now we're going to solve this starting by simplifying. So 3 squared we know is 9, right? 3 times 3 is 9. 4 squared, or 4 times 4, we get 16. And that's equal to c squared. Now we're going to combine those. 9 plus 16 is 25 equals c squared. Now, how do I get rid of the squared? What is the inverse of raising something to the second power? The inverse would be to square root. So when I square root 25, I get 5. When I square root c squared, we're left with c. So we found that c equals 5. And we know Rn was what we had labeled as C, so Rn equals 5.